Yo, yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining us for our coverage of WWE Elimination Chamber 2017. It's coming off the heels of Royal Rumble. I thought Royal Rumble was pretty cool this year, Retro. Some surprises, and they have continued into the Elimination Chamber.
Well, they've had a stretch of really good pay-per-views lately, I feel. This wasn't always the case. I mean, there were some times when we watched some pretty bad ones.
Oh, hell yeah. We've been complaining in the past couple years, I'd say, and yeah, maybe the WWE is starting to get hot, perhaps.
Maybe, I don't know.
Perfect timing, heading into WrestleMania 33. Seems like they're hyping this one up, maybe even a little bit more than usual. Perhaps this WrestleMania is going to be a massive one. We all expect to hear Trippy Commentaries. Thanks again for joining us. Once again, guys, the Elimination Chamber match itself, I think, really paid off this year, Retro.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't understand why they redesigned the structure.
Yeah, that was a surprise. A little bit.
Yeah, we were talking, I was like, didn't it look different to you before?
Yeah.
Bigger, definitely more round. It was pretty much entirely round.
Yeah.
The area outside the ring used to be just a steel grating.
Yep.
Well, made up of pretty much the same material as the sides, but
Yeah,
now it's
exactly.
just padding. The pods look a little bit bigger to me, and they're square as opposed to round.
Yeah.
Circular.
And they have now a little spot on top to where you can climb up there and do some moves, as we saw.
Speaking of which, I think I remember one of the smaller guys in a chamber match climbing up to the top, and I think it was Rey Mysterio or Sin Cara or
right?
someone. Yeah, climbing up to the very top and doing a move off the top.
Yeah, and we saw some climbing a little bit today. And yeah, like we said, it's a great match. We're going to break it down for you guys. Let's get into it. Of course, I'm RJ, Retro Brett here as well. Make sure to stay tuned here at the channel because we have you covered with all things WWE as we count down until WrestleMania 33. But without further ado, we have an Elimination Chamber match to break down. So here you see the contestants for this year's Elimination Chamber. Baron Corbin, the Intercontinental Champ Dean Ambrose, of course John Cena.
Oh, of course.
AJ Styles, I thought a heavy candidate for victory this evening. Bray Wyatt.
That's a surprising choice, but a good one.
And The Miz, everyone's favorites.
Oh, definitely mine.
Not so much.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, as you could predict, it was a pretty thrilling beginning considering it was a one-on-one match between AJ Styles and John Cena, a little rematch from the Royal Rumble where John Cena claimed the championship to begin with. Going into this match, Retro, I mean, did you honestly think that John Cena could lose the championship that fast?
Well, I didn't see him getting eliminated when he did, because just like last year's Royal Rumble, the champion got eliminated before the final two.
True.
That was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But I also thought that Cena could definitely win it.
Oh, hell yeah. He could always win any match, even if he has his hands tied behind his back. He'll figure out a way to go into Super Cena mode. But as we kind of touched on, pretty good moves, you know, some acrobatics. You had powerful moves left and right to start the match off. The Miz was the final person to enter, so considering he does his Weasley tactics, for the most part, there was some good action. I felt maybe a little bit too much of these guys laying around. I know that happens all the time in wrestling, but this time they were down for quite a while you saw the one-on-one battles. Particularly Baron Corbin, I felt like he got a lot of run time here.
He actually got eliminated pretty quick, but then after he got eliminated, he pretty much destroyed.
Yeah, he decided not to leave, unfortunately, so he went after some people a little bit.
But he destroyed DA, then...
which allowed The Miz to crawl over and get a free knockout.
Who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, he always gets one of those if he's not hiding somewhere until the very end of the match.
Oh, yeah.
So
he looks a little bit more buff to me too. You mentioned that too.
absolutely,
Maybe
I think he's
on the juice.
I don't. Hey, that does not happen in the WWE, Mister.
Oh, of course not. I'm sorry.
So what you mentioned, of course, Cena getting knocked out, and who did he get knocked out by? Mr. Bray Wyatt. Retro Bray, the highlight of the night for me. Back-to-back, devastating, almost, shall we say, out of nowhere, Sister Abigail's by Bray Wyatt. So he stunned both Cena and then AJ Styles. Knocked him out with the Sister Abigail. He claimed his first championship, something we've been waiting for years. So the day has finally come where Wyatt has won the championship. He definitely deserves it. And in my opinion, this was pretty impressive, Retro.
Well, if you remember, I predicted him
Yes.
to win
You
before the match
correctly
even
predicted.
started.
I predicted Cena would hold on to it. Retro absolutely hit it out of the park. I was against him. I was like, really? You think? Because not only does this mean Wyatt finally wins the championship after we've almost given up hope in some
For
aspects.
years, yeah. He's been hanging around being one of the more popular superstars for years, and finally...
Especially with the hardcore fans. I noticed a lot of them were big fans of, of course, Wyatt breaking through and winning that championship. But you got to say, Retro, if he wins, then that lines up a possible match here with Randy Orton. These guys have kind of been buddy-buddy recently, so that's another reason why I was like, Wyatt can't win this thing. It's got to be, AJ Styles. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
That would have been a good match, too.
Yeah.
I like that match.
And as much as we would have complained about Cena versus Orton, you know that the WWE, that wouldn't have surprised us had they done that.
For the 10th time, yeah.
Yeah, at WrestleMania. So like we said, finally, Bray Wyatt is champion. Feels good to say, actually. And we do have to talk a little bit about that, looks like upcoming match. Him and, I don't know if it's still going to be his partner, but for the time being, his buddy, Randy Orton. There's a huge match that Orton was a part of. We'll get to that. Retro Bray, you've been touting the divas, the women, we'll call them now.
Well, they're not divas anymore.
Yeah, tonight, they were in the spotlight.
3 separate matches, I believe.
Yeah,
and
including 2 huge matches. We got to break those down.
The match that I want to focus on for the divas is Natalya versus Nikki Bella. Now, to me, this match was very impressive. Nikki Bella definitely showed me some very interesting moves she must have learned from John Cena. Because the match featured a superplex, and this match was one of the matches of the night. Laugh at me all you want, but I also thought that Nikki Bella had a very interesting ring attire. It was orange and blue. It was nice.
It said fearless on it.
Well, I think that's something to do with John Cena, but...
Yeah, I'm sure.
But the lead up to this match... I thought Natalya went a little bit overboard with what she was saying about getting personal with Nikki Bella and John Cena. That wasn't cool. But hey, it ended up with a great match. Too bad it wasn't for a title. But one of the matches that was for the women's title was Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. And now I like Naomi's new gimmick with the glow, the glitter.
Yeah, the fluorescent bodysuit.
That's definitely loud. She's not going to get lost anytime soon. But this match was also good, and it's great to see Naomi finally getting a championship.
Yeah, almost very similar to our boy Bray Wyatt. He got the championship after a long wait. Naomi is exactly the same in that aspect.
True.
Now, I have to say, you've been mentioning how the women's matches are starting to look almost a little bit more like the men's. Before, in fact, if you have been paying attention to our wrestling coverage, and I'm sure many other wrestling coverage in the world is going to straight up call out these women's matches for in the past not really being legit or real matches. They would last 60 seconds. It would be surprising if they lasted any longer.
They were pretty short.
The 2 matches tonight, not the case whatsoever, and we've seen this trend. The women are very serious these days, and I agree with you, Retro. These were 2 fantastic matches. very, very happy that Naomi got the championship. I thought she was deserving, defeating Alexa Bliss. The Nikki Bella-Natalya match, also agree with you. Very, very hard fought match, and you got to admit, Nikki Bella certainly. I mean, they were talking about it during the match. She might be straight underrated status at this point.
Well, based on this match, I'd say definitely.
Former championship holder herself for quite a long time.
Yes, the former, or I don't know if it's still the current record holder or the former. I think she's the current record holder.
Did she break? Yeah, because we all...
AJ Lee's?
Yeah, we know AJ Lee, of course, had a huge run herself.
Well, we don't know why Bella broke that streak, but let's not get into that.
Mm-hmm. Now, just to mention, guys, unfortunately, there was no official victor in Nikki Bella versus Natalya because it was a double countout. But still great match. We love both these fighters, Natalya.
Well, that sets up for a rematch, so...
Certainly, and I look for Nikki Bella to win that, if she can hopefully stay hot in more ways than one.
I don't think she's going to lose her looks between now and then.
Retro constantly pushing the Divas. I think you might be right. I think they're getting better here.
Well, 3 Divas matches tonight. I mean, that's got to say something.
So as Randy Orton awaits his title shot at this year's WrestleMania, of course, he won Royal Rumble, so he has to see who he's going to face. And we now know it is Bray Wyatt, of course, after Wyatt won the Elimination Chamber. But as far as the Elimination Chamber for Randy Orton is concerned, he had a match against one of the men you see right there next to Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper. So some battle going on with the family, and this is just the beginning. What did you think about the match, Retro?
I thought it was a pretty good match. I mean, Luke Harper really surprised a lot of people. He pulled off some really impressive moves, and it was a pretty good match.
He did, man. Some powerful moves.
But, of course, what did it end with, RJ?
Oh, shocker. As usual, RKO out of nowhere. Interesting, as we mentioned earlier in the night. Well, not earlier in the night, actually. It would be later in the night, but the way we're covering this, we did have the RKOs out of nowhere, followed up by the Sister Abigail out of nowhere later on in the night. So these guys will be clashing. Very interesting. And
the out of nowhere boys.
Yeah, more battles with the Wyatt family. I guess the Wyatt family, a little bit of a dissent going on right now. Exactly.
But I don't think. I mean, as it stands right now, Luke Harper is on the outs from Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Now, as we're going to touch on a little bit later, I don't think Randy Orton is truly a member of the Wyatt family. I think he's just fronting and pretending. And the whole storyline up to this match between Luke Harper and Randy Orton was Luke Harper never trusted Randy Orton. And I think he's right. But it remains to be seen when Orton does turn on Bray Wyatt, or I guess they're kind of facing each other now.
Yeah, no choice now, right?
Is Luke Harper going to be welcomed back into Bray Wyatt's family?
It wouldn't be the first time. Luke Harper, as well as earlier Eric Rowan, both kind of defected from the Wyatt family at certain times. We also had Braun Strowman, a member of the Wyatt family. So interchangeable parts here. We all know that the lead dog is certainly the most important one of all. Now who's the champ? But yeah, Retro Brett, I thought Luke Harper certainly looked good in the loss. And here's my bold prediction for Luke Harper in this case. What if he comes back completely shaven, clean-cut Luke Harper?
Who the fuck is this guy?
No one's going to ever, they won't recognize him. They'll be like, we have a new wrestler. It's Bob Sanderbob. And people are going to be like, who is that? It looks so familiar, but I just can't
put my finger
figure
on
it out.
Oh, man.
And it's just Luke Harper with no beard.
Well, hey, that is a repackaging method. They could do that.
Yeah, either that or paint his face gold and maybe have him team up with...
Gold Dust?
Yeah, Gold Dust. Why not, right? And what's up with Cody Rhodes these days?
Oh, he's not a part of the WWE.
Oh, no.
I don't know where he's at. He's probably at Ring of Honor.
RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton, he's on a little bit of a streak here leading into WrestleMania. As of right now, Retro, it seems inevitable that it's going to be Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. I'm not sure if the WWE will even give them an opportunity to switch this up. I know it's about 6 weeks away. Do you think that this is a crash course?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that this is going to happen. I think it's a odd move for WWE, but I liked seeing a new face in the main event at WrestleMania, yeah. And Bray Wyatt is a good choice, a very good choice. He's a great wrestler. He's, like I said, he's been popular and hanging around for a couple years now, and finally got his due.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. It's an odd choice, but at least it's an unpredictable choice. That's something I've been asking for more out of the WWE. And considering, it took so long for Bray Wyatt to finally get this opportunity, it definitely was unpredictable. And I'm excited for Bray Wyatt to see maybe his character will even grow more with that championship belt. We'll see. WrestleMania is now going to be led by Bray Wyatt and, from what it looks like, Randy Orton, guys. The final thing we'll talk about from Elimination Chamber is the tag team champs, the America Alpha. They took out teams like the Usos, the Ascension, as you can see, all these guys.
The Vaudevillains.
Yeah, the American Alpha is now really supreme atop the tag team charts here, Retro. What do you think about them?
I think they're really, really impressive, and so do a lot of other people. This was it's a fun match because it had all those tag teams. I didn't agree with all the teams, like Breeze Dango or whatever the hell that team is called, I forget.
Some questionable fighters in there, of course.
And you got the Usos, though. They're always entertaining. And I'm glad the Usos dispensed with their face paint, because I thought that was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, they look a little bit more tougher now.
Wait. Are you saying the Ascension is not tough because they wear face paint then?
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, man. The tag team division, always, ever changing. So I'm hoping the American Alpha, they can maybe become one of the more powerful tag teams that we've seen in a while. Because we've seen the Usos and a lot of these guys reign supreme. Of course, Sheamus and Cesaro, pretty good tag team. But I would like to see, just a unique tag team just destroy for a while.
Well, American Alpha is certainly a unique tag team. They're very athletic, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for them. Let's see where they go from here.
Thanks again for joining us, guys, for our WWE Elimination Chamber recap and reactions. Let's face it, guys, this was good. The Royal Rumble was good, but the granddaddy of them all is coming. WrestleMania 33. It's going to get hyped more and more and more. Randy Orton, he has some splaining to do because his leader, I guess, of that family, Bray Wyatt,
is the champ now.
Oh yeah, and they have a confrontation in the future, very, very near future. Let us know what you guys think about Elimination Chamber and the upcoming WrestleMania, and definitely show love to us on Twitter at TrippyComs. I'll put a link in the description. Reach out to us anytime if you guys want to talk some wrestling. Catch you guys very soon. I'm RJ. Any last words, Retro Brett?
Stay trippy.
Well done, Retro. Well done. Adios, amigos.